Okay, so maybe I've totally persuaded you and you're totally on board now. And so you're ready to apply. Great. So in that case, as I mentioned, we are still taking applications for the fall, and we'll talk a little bit more in a minute about any contingency planning for the coronavirus. But as of right now, we're still taking applications for fall 2020. So if you're ready to go, you can go ahead and log on right after this webinar. So the admissions process is all online, so that part is easy. So you'll go to our website and go ahead and click on the link to create an account. And so then you'll just follow those steps and fill in the information, and that'll be the very first step, is just to submit that application. The second thing you'll want to do is submit these documents that we've got here. So the first thing is we absolutely need your official transcripts, which is going to be your grades from your previous years in high school. If you are in a country where your high school is only 3 years long, we will also need the last year of your middle school grades. Excuse me. We also need a letter of recommendation from a school official. They don't need to write a letter or come up with anything on their own. We have a form that they can fill out on their own, so they can just fill that out. We will need a copy of your passport, a copy of your immunization record, and then we do need an English proficiency score. So don't let that scare you though. We don't have a minimum cutoff score. So what that means is we really want this information just to get to know where you're at. If you are needing a lot of ESL help to get caught up, that's fine, but we don't want to put you in super advanced classes where you're going to drown. So this is really about us getting to know where you are coming from, and then we're going to review all of your application documents together and review your entire situation. So this is not a make or break. Don't be worried about that part. So for English, you can submit either a TOEFL, an IELTS, and if you haven't taken one of those, you can also submit a Duolingo, or you can submit the ITEP test, which is not listed here. And we'll also talk about in a second that you can also submit the SSAT. So we have a lot of different options for you depending on what you've already taken. And so if you have a question about what kind of English proficiency you can submit, just go ahead and email me. We also require a bank statement. Typically we want an original. During the time of this crisis, we know it may be very difficult to go to the bank and get an original statement. So we are accepting digital statements for now. And then we do have an application fee, and what that's going to do is that's just going to release your I-20. So we just need to get that amount to release your I-20 form, and then that's going to be the only non-refundable part of everything. So after we receive all those documents, we're going to have an interview, and probably it'll be with me, and it's just really a chance for us to get to know each other. This is another time to not be nervous, right? So it'll be about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to ask you some questions just to get to know you a little bit, and then I'm going to open up the floor for you to ask any questions that you have about the United States, about high school in the United States, about our school, about classes, whatever it is. And that's really just what that's for. And so then after that, we're going to review the entire application, let you know if we have any more questions, and then if you are accepted, we're going to go ahead and send out the I-20 form. So one other quick note is that if you have taken the SSAT, the test, or you have already created a standard application online account, St. Anthony does accept those applications. So if you're already on there, just send us another one on there. You don't have to go through our whole process because it's much simpler to just do the SAO. So if you're already planning to apply to other schools, or you've already taken the SSAT and have an account, it may be easier to just do it that way. So feel free to do it that way. That is the other option.